Our story begins late one night in a small town somewhere in the southern United States. At present, we open on a shot of a nice, modest looking two-story house. Besides some wind blowing and the sound of crickets, it's mostly quiet outside. Soon, we pan closer to the house and dissolve to a shot of a particular room within. It appears to be the room of a young boy, judging by the various games, toys, and items strewed about. Though currently, these items are all in shadows, as the lights are out and a figure is in bed in the center of the room. The figure is currently laying on his side, his back to the camera, as we hear a clock ticking from somewhere, perhaps in the room itself, or quite possibly a grandfather clock elsewhere. Soon, after several quiet moments, we can hear the chimes of the clock signifying a new hour. It is midnight. Slowly, the figure stirs and rolls onto his back. In shadow, the figure's eyes open and he peers to his right, looking at the door to his room. He listens for several moments. It is quiet. With that, the figure nods and slowly gets out of bed, taking off his pajamas quickly and changing into regular clothes. He then puts on a pair of Coke bottle glasses, all the while still in the shadows. Finally, he reaches over to a nearby nightstand and picks up a rather large leather-bound book. Carefully, quietly, he tiptoes over to his window and opens it, then climbs out gingerly to a nearby large tree branch, sturdy enough to support his weight. He gingerly closes his window once he's on the branch, and he shimmies down the tree, book in hand, and proceeds into the night. Soon, we dissolve to a patch of woods somewhere within the town. Into the shot comes the boy who has just snuck out. Now that he is in the moonlight, we can see that he is a somewhat timid, nervous-looking boy with glasses. This is Michael, aged around 11. He nervously looks about as he walks through the woods. Soon, we hear the loud hooting of an owl. Michael gasps and frantically looks about.
What's that? Who's there? Oh, just an owl. That's no cause for alarm. Right?
Michael nervously takes a few more steps, but he soon stops and begins to shiver. He hugs himself for warmth briefly, then rubs his hands together, trying to get them warmer.
Uh, of course, dummy that I am. Forgot to bring a coat and gloves, and it just has to be the coldest night of the year. Then again, my teacher, when she taught us about the weather, did tell us that late in the year temperatures do get coldest at night, especially at midnight, which is the current time that I'm here, out of my house. Me, Michael, sneaking out of my house. Without my parents knowing. Golly, I don't think I've ever been out this late before, even for New Year's Eve. Gee, maybe I ought to go back. Just go back, climb in my bed, and call this whole thing off. If I'm quiet enough, Mom and Dad will never suspect I snuck away. No, no. Michael, you promised yourself you'd take a chance. Promised you'd be brave. You heard what the other fellows in town said. If you don't want to be considered a sissy, go out after midnight if you want to go exploring with that book of yours.
Michael slowly walks past a large tree that is hidden in the shadows. As he walks past it, suddenly a pair of eyes slowly flutter open. As they adjust to their current surroundings, the eyes land on Michael and watch silently. Soon, we hear the faint giggle of a girl. Or did we? Is our mind playing tricks on us? The eyes slowly close and seem to vanish into nothing as Michael walks on, then stops walking briefly, slowly opens up his book, pulls out a pencil, puts the eraser to his chin briefly in thought, then begins to write, narrating as he does.
Okay, let me see here. Saturday, November the 19th. After midnight, I left my house and journeyed into Sawyer's Woods, where the other boys recommended I go if I wanted to catch some ghostly activity. So far, in the past 10 minutes, I've not encountered anything just yet, but will update in my logbook if I do see or hear anything.
Michael closes his book and nods, then slowly takes a few steps away from another nearby tree. Unbeknownst to him, the same pair of eyes from before open up, seemingly from within the tree. They bat sweetly a few times and gaze at Michael, who is obliviously scanning ahead of him. For a second time, we hear the faint giggle of a girl. Michael, upon hearing this, is startled. The eyes close and vanish as Michael looks frantically about.
What? Is someone there? I swear, I heard someone just now, like a girl laughing. Are my ears playing tricks on me?
Michael nervously checks his immediate surroundings for the source of the noise. Soon, though, we hear the sound of a tree branch snapping and rapid footsteps.
Ah! What was that? Oh, okay, whoever that is, knock it off and show yourself. I'm I'm warning you.
Michael grips his book and shivers with fear. He slowly backs up towards a nearby tree, muttering nervously as he does.
Just keep calm, Michael. It's not good when you panic. Panicking is the absolute worst thing you can do in a situation like this. Just breathe. Just breathe. And you'll be fine.
On cue, Michael's back hits the tree, which startles a black cat nestled on a low branch. The cat hisses, then lets out a screech and bounds over Michael's head into the night.
Ah! I'm panicking. I am panicking.
Michael attempts to run, but in his panic, he trips over his feet and tumbles to the ground, his glasses falling off and landing on the ground as he does. Michael groans as he lays on his back, rubbing his head in pain.
Ow.
As Michael groans some more, still on his back, for the third time, the pair of eyes open in the shadows. Soon, though, the figure associated with the eyes takes a few steps into the moonlight. We now see that it is a girl, Emma Lou, looking to be about the same age as Michael. She is a pretty, well-kept girl, wearing a gray and white outfit, one that seems to be equal parts girlish, but also casual and somewhat tomboyish. She is a sweet-looking girl-next-door type. She gazes at Michael silently and smiles, seeming to be quite surprised, yet also delighted to see someone out and about with her.
Well, can't stay laying on the dirty, cold ground. Who knows how many bugs could be there?
A long beat. He puts his hands to his eyes, then lets it drop.
Wait, wait a second. My glasses! Where are my glasses? Oh no, they must have fallen off my face when I tripped and fell.
Michael squints and looks around, trying in vain to find his glasses. Panicking, but carefully, he carefully puts his hands to the ground to feel around, but his glasses are just off to the side of him.
Oh, gracious. Oh, dear. I hope I find my glasses and fast. I'm blind as a bat without them. Oh, goodness me.
Emma Lou puts a hand to her mouth in a silent giggle as she watches Michael search for his glasses. Finally, she picks up the glasses and, sweetly, she taps Michael on the shoulder.
Excuse me, but aren't these your glasses?
Huh? Oh, thank goodness. Yes, those are them. Thank you so much for finding them.
My pleasure.
Gosh, my mother would have been furious with me if I came back without my glasses. Bad enough I'm out here at midnight, but to come back home without glasses, she'd have grounded me and said, Michael, don't you know how terribly expensive glasses are? She's right, of course. You see, nowadays glasses can cost.
Another long beat. Michael finally realizes that someone, Emma Lou to be exact, has handed him his glasses. He does a double take, then locks eyes with Emma Lou, who smiles sweetly in return.
Well, tell me, how much do glasses cost?
What the? Whoa, whoa, whoa!
In his surprise, Michael stumbles backwards, tripping over a tree root and falling over. He splats on his behind in a pile of leaves as Emma Lou puts a hand to her mouth, surprised, and also trying to stifle laughter.
Oh, I'm gonna feel that in the morning.
Oh, gosh, here, let me.
Emma Lou grabs Michael's hand, then helps him to his feet, slowly dusting him off as she does.
There we go. Are you okay?
Yeah, thanks. Hey, now cut that out. I can't take any more scares.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep scaring you, but you gotta admit, it was kind of funny the way you landed with the perfect sounding thump.
Tell that to my aching head. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. My parents both taught me to be respectful to girls. What's your name?
My name is Emma Lou.
That's a pretty name.
Ain't you, sweetie pie? Thanks. What's your name, hmm?
I'm Michael.
Well, Michael, it's a pleasure to meet you. Golly, you're awfully cute.
You you think so?
Well, of course I do.
Michael smittenly grins, and he blushes a deep red and turns away, very bashfully.
Oh, oh gosh. Oh, I don't know about that. Uh, oh, shucks. So golly.
You're cute and you're funny too.
Thanks, and you're the prettiest girl I've ever seen.
Gosh, I guess we're getting off on the right foot already, huh? Ain't that swell?
I, gosh, I guess it is, huh?
So, tell me, Michael, what brings you out here so late, hmm? Are you doing some kind of undercover mission? Some kind of espionage or spy work? Don't worry, your secret will be safe with me. I won't tell a soul.
Ah, gosh, no. Nothing like that. I'm not nearly interesting enough to be a spy.
Don't sell yourself short. You're out here after midnight, aren't you? That ought to prove you're hardly boring, don't you think?
I I guess that does make me interesting, doesn't it?
So, come on, tell me, what's a fella like you up to out and about here, hmm? Ooh, what's that book you got there? It looks neat. Is that part of what brought you out here?
Oh, this? Well, I don't mean to brag, but this here book is my pride and joy. It's my handy dandy ghost log book. You see, it just so happens that I'm the president of my town's Young Ghost Hunters Club. To be honest, I'm the hmm, only member of the club. Actually, see, most of the other fellas think I'm too weird, too nerdy, too much of a sissy to be taken seriously when it comes to ghosts. And the girls, well, they're all too scared to be part of a club that hunts ghosts, so here I am, just me, Michael, hunting for ghosts. I mean, it hasn't been all for nothing, of course. I've seen some ghostly activity and put it all right here in my logbook. Here, I'll give you an example. Last Thursday, 6:30 p.m., a bunch of napkins on my kitchen table that were still as the dickens all day suddenly moved on their own and blew over. I mean, my mom and dad tell me it was just the wind blowing in from the back door, which happened to be open, but I'm no dummy. Napkins don't just fall over all willy-nilly now, do they?
No, I don't think they do. Wowee, Michael. That sounds so fascinating. A ghost hunter, huh? Golly, that's impressive, that's for sure.
Well, thanks. Boy, that's well of you to say. Gee, I was being rude. What about you, Emmylou? Why are you out here tonight? What's your story?
Well, I suppose it's because I really like nights like this. Calm, crisp, beautiful nights. Where the moon is full and the crickets are chirping up a storm. It's awfully wonderful to just be out and about, watching the stars in the sky, seeing all the tranquil nature and scenery. I don't want to babble on too much about it, but I guess you can say I just really, really, really like nature. In fact, one of these days, I ought to do what you do and use a book to jot down the wonderful things I find when I go outside, especially at night. Um, Michael, you okay? You got awfully quiet.
Golly, you have really nice eyes. I could gaze at them for days. It doesn't hurt that this is the longest unbroken eye contact a girl has ever made with me.
You you think I have nice eyes? That's that's so sweet of you. Gee, I don't think I've ever been complimented like that ever.
Really? Gee, I'm surprised. I figured the other fellows in town would notice a girl like you. Your eyes, your nice looking hair,
You you like my hair too?
and and your smile too, and the cute way you giggle.
Oh wow. This is the first time a fella has ever courted me with sweet talk. I've never ever heard it before, even back when I was new in town. You're just the cutest thing ever. Oh gosh.
Oh, shucks.
And look at you blushing. You look like a tomato. Your cheeks are so red. You're so darn cute. I just can't stand it.
If you keep this up, my face might turn permanently red. I've Gee, I wish a girl like you lived in my old town.
Oh, you moved here recently? Gee, I figured there was a reason I've never seen you around here back when I was, you know, growing up.
Yep, moved here about 6 months ago. My dad got transferred to a factory in town. It's a higher paying job, and he has an assistant manager title, and that's well, but it meant leaving behind all of my old friends and my old life. I mean, this here town is nice and all, but I'm not making friends like I had in my old town. Like I said, the fellas here think I'm weird, nerdy, sissy. The girls are nice and all, but they don't really seem to gravitate to me in terms of friendship.
Gee, that's awful. Not very nice on the part of those blockhead boys. Gosh, I'd give those dummies a piece of my mind if I was still around. I mean, well, if the girls would back me up, who knows what those overgrown apes would do with just me confronting them.
Gee, You seem to correct yourself an awful lot. Are you okay?
Well, it's just a little quirk of mine, I suppose. I mean, don't we all sometimes correct ourselves to make sure we say just the right thing?
That does make sense.
Good, good.
Meanwhile, near a road that's by the woods, a car eases up to a traffic light which has just turned red. The car radio is playing at an audible but not too terribly loud volume. The song in particular, Jim Dandy by Laverne Baker. As the music starts, Emma Lou's eyes light up and she happily gasps.
Oh, this is my favorite song ever. I love Laverne Baker singing. It's simply gorgeous. I'm sorry, but this song always makes me want to dance.
Well, I certainly won't stop you. This is a fun song, you're right.
Come on, cutie pie, dance with me.
Huh? Me?
Of course, silly.
Oh, no. Not me. No, thank you. Besides, I'm not a good dancer. I'd probably step on your shoes a dozen times.
Aw, you're exaggerating. I'm sure you're a great dancer.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Please, Michael, would you? For me? There you go. You're doing great. See, you are a good dancer.
Gosh, look at me. I'm dancing. I'm dancing.
Now, come on over here with those dancing feet and dance with me. Don't be shy now.
I will.
This is wonderful. You're a natural.
So are you.
The car slowly drives off, and thus the music fades out into the night. Michael and Emmalou stop dancing. Emmalou is up close to Michael, and she grins sweetly. Michael, smitten, caught up in the moment, closes his eyes and eagerly puckers his lips out, presumably for a kiss. It's a somewhat comical overpucker. Emmalou does a slight double take. She isn't so much repulsed or angry as just very surprised at Michael's actions.
Well.
Huh? What?
Embarrassed, mortified, Michael slowly opens his eyes and unpuckers his lips, then sheepishly backs off a step.
Uh, I'm sorry about that. I think I've watched way too many mushy romantic movies, and that was kind of just going by movie logic in the moment. I suppose you think I'm weird now, eh?
It's no big deal. Besides, I thought it was awfully sweet of you. I don't think I've ever had a fellow want to kiss me before. It sure feels nice to feel wanted.
Well, to me, it's nice to meet a girl as pretty and sweet and friendly as you.
Really?
Really. I was very hesitant about sneaking out of my house tonight. Thought it was a bad idea, but right now, right now I'm realizing it wasn't such a bad idea after all.
Really?
Really, really. Say, Emily,
Uh-huh.
I I know this is gonna sound crazy, sound very forward since we've only just met and all, but would you mind terribly if you could maybe jot down your phone number? Maybe it's the full moon. Maybe I'm just an 11-year-old hopeless romantic at heart. But I'd love to call you on sometime. What do you say, huh?
Oh, golly. I normally say yes to something like this in a second, but I I can't.
You can't?
I'm afraid not. I'm awfully sorry, Michael.
I I don't understand. God, gee, you do think I'm weird after all, don't you? What with my being all socially awkward and my ghost hunting stuff.
I
You don't have to lie to spare my feelings, Emilu. I'm used to it. You can be honest if you want to.
No, no, no. Michael, it's not you. Not in the slightest. You're so very, very sweet and kind and friendly and cute. It's it's something else.
Well, if it's not me, what is it?
I I don't think you'll quite believe me if I tell you.
Try me.
It it's a complicated story. A very complicated story. Michael, I'm sorry. You're sweet, but I just can't. You must understand.
Emilu, please at least try and explain why. Hearing you say it's complicated without you explaining is gonna haunt me.
Oh, please, please don't say that word haunt. It it reminds me too much of my situation right now.
Emilu, you're scaring me. Please talk to me.
No, don't say scare either, Michael. I beg of you. Just let this go and we'll leave it at that. Please.
Emilu, please tell me what's wrong.
Suddenly, we hear the sound of an old-time car backfiring, as well as a car horn honking loudly. Michael, petrified, looks around in alarm as Emilu's face turns into a look of sheer fear.
What the heck was that? Was that a gunshot?
Oh no, it's him. He's here. Here to find me. Again.
Emilu, you heard that too, right? What?
Before Michael can utter another word, Emilu seemingly melts into the shadows, almost vanishing in a puff of smoke. Michael does a double take as he sees Emilu is now gone.
Huh? Emilu, what happened? Oh, where did she go?
More sounds of a car backfiring and an old car horn blaring can be heard. Soon the source of the noise roars into view. It is a slovenly, fat man dressed in ripped and tattered clothes. Think a human form of Peg Leg Pete from Disney. He is driving a jalopy like vehicle, and it is full to the brim with various sacks filled with items. His car screeches to a stop a few yards from Michael, who can only stare, his jaw dropped. The man is Amos Slade. He has a cold, menacing, evil look to him as he slowly steps out of his jalopy, carrying a small box with him. He slowly approaches Michael, who is frozen to his spot. Amos finally stops before Michael and looms over him, then takes out some chewing tobacco from his box and places it in his mouth. He chews it in a disgusting, noisy, messy manner. He spits a while out of it, then glares at Michael again.
Uh, er, hello there, sir.
Well, well, well. What do we have here, huh? Tell me something, Four Eyes. What's a little pipsqueak like you doing out so late, huh? Don't you know it's bedtime for a kid like you?
Well, see, the thing is, I,
Well, go on, Runt. Instead of gawking at me, speak. Use your big boy words.
I was, sleepwalking?
Sleepwalking, eh? Huh, a likely story. Don't you know it ain't nice to lie to adults, especially ones who are bigger than you?
Well, look here, mister. What are you doing hassling me for? I was just minding my own business before you.
Huh?
Amos grabs Michael by the shirt collar and lifts him up so that they are face to face. Michael is petrified.
You watch how you speak to me, sissy. I won't hesitate to slap some respect into you.
Yes, sir.
Now then,
Amos slowly lowers Michael back down to his feet.
I'm out here because I happen to be looking for someone. Someone who's usually in these here woods. And seeing as how some little snot-nosed kid like you is here, odds are the person I'm looking for is here too.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm looking for a girl, you see. She's about your age. Brown hair, green eyes. She's wearing some dopey looking gray and white outfit. Say, you wouldn't happen to have seen someone who fits that description, would you?
No, sir. I I've been out here all alone all night.
Hmm. You sure about that, geek boy? Because before I pulled my car up closer, it seemed to me like you were talking to someone.
Me? Talking to someone? No, I was just talking to myself. You see, I I tend to do that a lot.
Heh, doesn't shock me. You seem like a little weirdo of a kid.
Say, lay off of me, would you?
Oh, are you gonna make me lay off of you?
Slowly, Amos spies Michael's book and he grabs it. Michael makes a feeble grab for it, but can't reach it.
Huh. Say, what's this now?
Hey, give that back. It doesn't belong to you.
Michael's handy dandy ghost log book. So, a little sissy like you hunts ghosts, huh?
I do.
Well, that's mighty interesting. 'Cause it just so happens I'm looking for a ghost myself. In fact, it's that girl I described to you a minute ago.
The girl?
Yep, that there girl ain't of this world, and she, needs to be gotten rid of. I've taken it upon myself to get this ghost back to whatever place it came from. See? I got some ghost hunting stuff right here. Some salt to trap her, 'cause ghosts can't cross salt lines, you see. An iron bar, 'cause iron can burn a ghost's skin, you see. Some silver bullets, an iron pick, the works.
I I see.
Something tells me, Four Eyes, you might just know a bit more about what I'm looking for than you're leading on. And, I hope that ain't the case. 'Cause if there's one thing I don't like, more than anything, it's a liar. You ain't a liar, are you?
No, 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 sir.
Well, I think maybe, just maybe, I'm gonna circle around this area in my car once, just to take a look around. And when I come back here, you'd better still be waiting, 'cause I'm gonna ask you one more time if you've seen anything. And, you had better have some more information for me when I do ask you again. Got it? Got it, Pipsqueak?
Got it.
Slowly, Amos spits out a wad of his tobacco into an empty page of Michael's book.
Pooh!
He cackles as he walks away.
Ah! 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 Ah!
That big ape. I hope he didn't ruin my book.
Michael?
You,
Michael, please don't be angry at me. I didn't mean to abandon you. I'm so sorry. I was scared.
Emmylou, I think you need to explain what's going on here. Now, preferably, what was that big gorilla talking about when he said, that girl ain't of this world?
Well,
Emmylou, the truth, please.
well, there's no sense in lying anymore. Michael, the truth is that, well, to be frank, I'm a ghost.
Uh, uh, Ghost! Oh my gosh! Shh!
Emmylou frantically covers Michael's mouth with her hand.
Michael, not so loud, especially if he's still slinking around in that car of his.
Mhm. I can't believe it. A ghost here in front of me.
It's true. I'm sorry I lied to you, Michael.
I I don't understand. Aren't ghosts supposed to, go through people? Yet here we were dancing. We held hands. You put your hand over my mouth and I felt it.
Well, ghosts have the ability, if they concentrate hard enough, to solidify themselves for periods of time. At least that's what I taught myself, anyways.
This explains a lot. Why you kept correcting yourself, why you would give me your number. It makes sense now.
I I wish I could have told you sooner, but I was afraid you'd be like most others, that you'd just scream and run off.
Emmylou, what happened to you? How did, well, this happen? Would you mind telling me?
Silence. Then, Emmylou sadly sighs and sits on a nearby large rock, patting a spot next to her for Michael to sit with her.
It's it's like this, see, about 2 years ago, before you moved here, like you said, I used to be, well, alive. I was just an ordinary, fun loving 11-year-old girl. I liked hiking, swimming, dressing up, writing. I aspired to be an author one day, as a matter of fact. Yeah, it seemed like I had things all planned out for myself. That was until one night when I came across him, the man who killed me. See, I was walking home from my friend's Beth house, and I saw that man who confronted you earlier, Amos Slade, the nastiest, evilest, most no good, low down brute in this whole town. Well, I saw him, and he was carrying around a sack, and in this sack, several boxes of jewelry. I had heard some of the older ladies in this town had been robbed of their jewelry, but no one seemed to have a clue who had done it. But now I saw the culprit up close. Unfortunately, he saw me too, and he didn't even get scared or nervous or angry. He just gave a big, great, wolf like, horrible smile and said, "Well, Princess, I think you're in the wrong place at the wrong time." I I tried to get away, tried to tell him I wouldn't tattle on him, but he chased for me for almost a mile, and then he finally cornered me here in these woods, put a hand over my mouth to smother me. I I tried to scream, but he just clamped down further and further and further until it was over. The next thing I remember was floating above my lifeless body. And ever since then, I've been roaming around these woods, waiting for the day where someone, anyone, can get that evil, horrible Amos Slade to confess to what he did, so that my spirit can finally rest.
Oh, oh my gosh.
He wanted the truth. Here it is. all out in the open. If if you want to run away and head back home, I won't stop you or blame you either.
No, no, I won't run. Emmylou, you mean to say that no one believes Emma Slade killed you?
Not one, not even my parents believed it. As far as the police were concerned, as far as everyone was concerned, I was just the victim of a horrible accident. They figured maybe I got lost, disoriented, and froze to death, or I slipped and fell and never woke up. No one suspected Amos Slade. He was free to continue his horrid way of life. My parents were heartbroken, and I packed up and moved after my funeral. To this day, I don't think it even crossed their minds that I was murdered.
I'm I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault. After all, you only moved here 6 months ago.
Oh gosh, Emmylou,
It's all right, Michael.
this doesn't look okay. See, you're crying. Oh goodness.
It's fine. It's fine. Oh gosh. I'm sorry. I just had sometimes get emotional. It's not fair. Not fair at all. I feel like I had a long life ahead of me, full of laughter and fun. I I was sure I'd be just like my parents. Find a fella that I liked to like me back, go steady, get married, be happy. But Amos Slade, that brute, that beast, he took it away from me and got away with it too. Oh, why? Why me?
Emmylou softly weeps into her hands. Michael, himself wiping away tears, slowly moves Emmylou's hands away from her eyes, then dries her tears with his hands, very carefully and gently.
Thank you.
I I know we just met, but Emmylou, I want to help you. I want to make things right for your spirit. I I don't know how I'll do it, but I'm gonna figure out a way to get Emma Slade to confess and let you finally rest.
You you do that for me?
Of course I would. You know, my mother has often told me sometimes, Michael, people come into your life for a reason. Sometimes, even when you've only known someone for a short while, there's a spark, a purpose that makes that person feel special. And right now, I feel, no, I know that tonight, that very thing has happened, even if it was with a ghost.
You you think so?
I know so.
Oh goodness, Michael.
Slowly, as some romantic instrumental music plays, Emmylou and Michael gaze smittenly at one another, and they both smile bashfully at the same time. Emmylou bats her eyes sweetly as Michael grins and blushes. Suddenly, the bliss of the two kids is cut off by the sound of Amos Slade's jalopy roaring back over. Emmylou gasps and stands as Michael also stands.
He he's back.
Emily, stay out of sight. I'll face him down.
No. I made that mistake once. I won't do it again. I won't leave you. What if he hurts you?
I'll take my chances.
Soon, Amos Slade's jalopy screeches to a stop. He gets out of it and slowly strides towards Mike, who puts on as brave a face as he can. Amos Slade bears down on Michael, spits out a wad of tobacco, then speaks.
Well, Runt, I gave you some time to rethink things. You maybe want to change your story? Or are you going to stick to the one you told before?
I, I, I don't have anything to say to you, you big ugly baboon.
You know, it ain't nice to call people names, little man. I think someone ought to teach you some manners. Yeah.
Amos roughly grabs Michael by the throat and pins him to a nearby tree. Michael's glasses fly off his face again and crack into the tree. Michael wheezes and grunts, trying to wiggle loose, but Amos's grip is too strong.
You made a big mistake coming out here. You should have just stayed in bed, Pipsqueak.
No, let him go. Leave him alone.
Emmylou rushes out and beats at Amos Slade's back with her fists, to little effect.
Emily, no.
Get off him, you beast.
Amos roughly bangs Michael's head against the tree, then shoves him aside. Michael's legs turn to jelly and he collapses to the ground as Emmylou gasps. Her eyes widen in fear as Amos Slade looms over her.
Well, well, I finally found you. Again, princess. You're a mouthy little ghost, ain't you? Trying to tell that little runt about my offing you, huh? Well, how's about I kill you a second time?
You wouldn't dare.
Oh, but I would. I'm well prepared, as you can see.
I won't let you. Get away from me, you ugly monster.
Emmylou stomps on Amos Slade's left foot, then his right foot, then manages to slap him across the face.
Don't, ouch! Oh, I think you need to learn manners more than he did.
Amos grabs an iron bar from his box of supplies, then he roughly grabs Emmylou by the wrist.
I think I'll start by burning those dainty little hands of yours.
No, let go. No.
Meanwhile, Michael, dazed, shakily comes to. He spots Amos Slade grabbing Emmylou. Quick as he can, Michael grabs Amos Slade's hand and bites down on it. Slade drops his iron bar.
Yow!
Get away from her.
You should have just stayed down, twerp.
Slade roughly backhands Michael across the face. Michael groans and collapses again.
No, Michael.
Now then,
You monster.
he should have just minded his own business. Just like you should have 2 years ago, princess.
I'll show you, princess. I'm not as useless as you think.
Thinking quick, Emmylou grabs Amos's box filled with his items, and she tosses it down a nearby hill. It tumbles to a far spot below and settles into some bushes.
Oh, dang nabbit, I needed that stuff. Well, I'll be back once I get that box, and when I am, you're toast, little girl. Don't bother going invisible in that ghostly way, because if you do, I'll finish off your little Prince Charming there, if he's not already.
With that, Amos Slade goes trudging down the steep hill to try and get to his box. Emmylou frowns as she watches him, but she soon looks to Michael and, highly concerned, and fearing the worst, she rushes to his side and gently cradles his head in her hands.
Michael. Oh, Michael, no. Oh, please don't be. I'll never forgive myself if he did to you what he did to me. Michael, please open your eyes. Please be okay. Michael?
Anyone get the number of the truck that hit me?
Michael! Oh, Michael, thank goodness.
Emmylou gingerly sits Michael up and she hugs him, while rubbing noses sweetly with him. Meanwhile, Michael spots his glasses and gingerly puts them on. They are now bent and somewhat mangled.
Oh, you were so brave back there. But you're hurt. Oh, gracious. Your face is all bruised. We need to get you some help.
But that won't solve the problem we have. Amos Slade is still out there, and I don't think he's going to give up so easily.
Well, I threw that supply box of his down that very steep hill. It'll buy us some time.
how much time? Think, Michael, think. There's got to be a way to get this mess solved. Wait, wait a moment. I think I have it.
Yeah?
If I remember right, and I'm hoping I do, one of the police stations isn't too far from here. In fact, it might just be walking distance from here.
The police, yes! But who even knows if they'll take your word for it, Michael? They'll just. They'll more just be sore that some kid is out after midnight.
I'm not just planning on walking over to the mall casually. I have an idea. It's gonna take some luck, but I think we can do it. Emily, do you suppose you can float up to that tree branch there and use some kind of light to signal the police station?
Well, sure I can, but what light could we use?
Somewhat proudly, and with a bit of a smirk, even through his pain, Michael holds up a small flashlight.
This one.
Michael, where did you get that?
I saw it hanging half in and half out of Amos Slade's coat pocket. I'm not a total goody two shoes. I can pick a pocket when need be.
Cute, funny, and clever.
Never mind that. Just go up there and signal. Signal as much as you can. I'll wait for Slade.
Just just be careful, Michael. For me?
For you.
With an adoring smile, Emmalou slowly floats up onto the tree branch, flashlight in hand. Michael nods and stands at the ready, staring at the hill Amos Slade climbed down. Emmalou begins to flash Morse code-like signals from the flashlight as, meanwhile, in the nearby police station, two officers are seated at their desks. A phone suddenly rings. One of the officers reaches over and picks up the receiver.
Police precinct. Eh, eh, ma'am, slow down, please. I can't understand you when you're talking frantic like this. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Your son Michael? Missing? He wasn't in his room? His window was slightly open. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Describe her, Mrs. Wilson. Uh-huh. 11 years old, brown hair and eyes, wears thick glasses, possibly carrying a book with him. Okay, we'll send out some patrol cars right now, Mrs. Wilson. And we'll send a car to your address to pick up you and Mr. Wilson. Your address, please? Uh-huh. Okay, good. I'll send out the alert right now, ma'am. Just be ready when the patrol car comes by to get you.
The officer hangs up the phone, then goes to a nearby radio receiver and picks up the communicator.
All available units. We have a missing child out and about in the area. Name Michael Wilson, 11 years old, brown hair and eyes, wearing thick glasses, carrying a book. Can a unit please go pick up his parents at 28 Junction Street? They're frantic and want to search as well.
The second officer gazes out of the nearby window and sees the Morse code flashing.
Hey, you see that? What are you looking at out there? Look, there.
The two officers see the flashlight from Emmalou going on and off rapidly several times in the distance.
That's no trick of the light. I think someone's trying to communicate. You think it's that Michael boy? It might be. Go over and check it out, would you? Got it.
Officer 2 strides out of the station. Meanwhile, Michael stands at the ready as Amos Slade trudges up the hill and into view, his box clutched in his hands.
Ugh, that was way harder than I thought it would be. Now I'm in a very foul mood. So, the pipsqueak is alive after all, huh?
I'm not afraid of you. Not anymore.
Well, you ought to be, 'cause I'm going to do to you what I did to that little brat ghost girl.
I don't suppose you could give me a last request before you do your worst?
Eh, I can snap you like a twig. It's not gonna be that hard. Yeah, sure, Four Eyes, I'll humor you. Make it a quick request.
Well, tell me, Mr. Slade, sir, how'd you do it, eh? How'd you kill Emmylou? How and do you admit that you did it?
What's going on here? Why are you so curious all of a sudden?
It's a crazy story. What can I say? Come on, Mr. Slade, tell me, how'd you do it? And how'd you get away with it?
Hmm. Well, I suppose I can tell you. You won't be doing much talking about it in 2 minutes anyway. See, what I did, still do, is go around this dumb old town and rob the decrepit, withered grannies, mostly of their jewelry. See, those old biddies are very loaded. Well, there was one day in particular.
In a flashback sequence, we see an old-looking but still nice house. At the front door of the house, we can hear commotion from within. It's a lot of crashing and banging and muffled voices.
Help! Help! I'm being robbed! Stop it! Stop it! You get away!
Keep quiet, you old bag. Just stay on the floor and count to 100, or I'll grind you into the dust you ought to be.
The door is kicked open and Amos Slade, wearing a mask to conceal his identity, strides out, a sack slung over his shoulder. He cackles to himself as he walks.
Now I just gotta lay low, and in a few weeks, I'll pawn some of the valuable pieces that old bat had.
Amos Slade goes to a hiding spot near some trees, undoes his mask and pockets it, then reaches into his sack and pulls out a few jewelry boxes. He opens them and palms some of the rings, earrings, necklaces, etc. He cackles as he admires his haul.
Oh, Amos, pretty soon you'll be set for life. I mean, I'll still keep robbing those old biddies, but it'll be because I want to, not because I have to.
Oh,
Amos's smile fades. He slowly turns and spots Emmylou, who points a shaky finger at him.
you. It's you. You're the thief who's been taking the jewelry boxes from the sweet old ladies around here.
Well, Princess, I think you're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh, please, mister, I won't tattle. I won't say a word. You can go on with your business. I'll keep quiet, I swear.
Emmylou nervously, timidly, backs off several steps. Then she begins to run, with Amos giving chase. Meanwhile, we hear him in voiceover.
I chased that little brat for quite some time. I gotta admit, for a brief while, I thought she was gonna get away. Soon, she took a wrong turn into some deep woods, and I cornered her.
We cut to Emmylou, petrified, her back to a large tree. In shadow, Amos Slade cackles, and we see his hand slowly rising up, presumably to smother Emmylou. Emmylou's eyes widen in fear, and we see the cackling, almost grotesque reflection of Amos and his hand in her eye, as, with a jarring chord, we dissolve back into present time.
Yep, I shut that little brat up permanently. I laid her down in some twigs and branches to make it look like an accident. The dopey cops in this town didn't suspect a thing. So I was free to keep robbing. So, you wanted me to tell you? There you go, Four Eyes.
I killed that Emily girl. I've robbed and will keep robbing houses. And now I'll just smother the breath out of you too. Michael's brave front slowly melts into a frightened, petrified look as Amos bears down on him. Suddenly, though, a voice calls out. It is the second officer from earlier, and he's now on the scene, his pistol slowly brandished at Amos.
All right, Slade, hands up. Back away from the kid nice and slow. What? What the? Back up or I'm gonna blast you, Slade. Hands up. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. You little runt. You miserable little... Oh, I'll get you too, Copper. Get off of me. Oh. Nothing doing, Slade. So, two confessions, huh? You're the one that was robbing them old ladies, huh? And not only that, you're the slimeball who murdered Emmylou Monroe, huh? And here we thought it was just a tragic accident. Well, her parents will be able to rest easier now.
The officer spies two patrol cars and he flags them down. They ease to a stop, and a few officers step out.
Fellas, take this fat lump to the holding cells and book him for robbery and for murder.
Two other officers lead away a glowering Amos Slade as the officer who spoke, meanwhile, kneels down to Michael.
Son, are you Michael Wilson?
Michael nods, a silent, exhausted nod.
Thank goodness. Your parents called and said you were missing. They were in a tizzy, worried sick. Well, don't you worry, kid. They're out with one of the patrol cars. We'll have you reunited with them in a few minutes. Come on, let's get you into a warm car.
Michael briefly looks up at the branch where Emmylou was, then looks back to the officer.
Officer, wait. My book, I can't leave it behind. It's around here somewhere. Let me just look for it for a minute.
Fine, but don't take too long.
The officer departs as Michael sighs, relieved.
Thank goodness.
Emmylou pops out of her hiding spot and, overjoyed, she approaches Michael.
Michael!
Emmylou!
Michael limps over to Emmylou, who throws her arms around his neck and hugs him. Michael hugs her back and spins her around twice. Emmylou happily laughs as the hug breaks off.
Oh, Michael, you did it. You were amazing, so brave, so sweet, so wonderful. I don't know how I can ever thank you for what you've done.
That mean old Amos Slade finally being put behind bars is reward enough. Emmylou, that and your spirit finally being able to rest now.
You know, on second thought, I think there is something I can do to thank you.
There is?
Uh-huh. And it's something where I'm awfully glad I'm not able to just go right through you.
What do you mean?
'Cause that means I can do this.
Emmylou cups Michael's face with her hands, leans in, and kisses him on the lips. Michael's eyes widen in shock and surprise for a few seconds. Then they dizzily cross and close. Emmylou holds this kiss for several moments. Meanwhile, Michael's head, from the very top of it down to his chin, slowly turns a bright red. Finally, with his whole head a bright red, Emmylou breaks off the kiss with a flourish. Post-kiss, Michael's body stiffens up in awe, and as his face slowly returns back to normal, he lurches back a few steps, then, with a smitten squeak, he falls over onto his back. Emmylou giggles in delight at this. Michael, meanwhile, slowly sits up, his glasses now half on and half off of his face. Silently, smittenly, he adjusts his glasses back into position. Then a dizzy, smitten grin spreads across his lips. His mouth opens and a plume of smoke billows out.
Uh,
Oh, golly, you really are funny. Funny and wonderful.
Slowly, Emmylou's body begins to fade away.
Goodbye, Michael. And thank you.
Michael dizzily gets to his feet, and he opens his mouth to speak, but words escape him. He can only watch in awe as Emmylou turns and walks a few steps, her body fading further and further as she does. Soon, she turns back to look at Michael, smiles, and blows him a kiss gently and sweetly. Michael smiles, catches the kiss, and puts it into his shirt pocket as Emmylou fully fades out, with only her eyes remaining briefly, just as we first saw her. Her eyes bat sweetly a few times, then finally fade out into nothing.
Goodbye, Emmylou.
Michael manages a small smile as, exhausted, he takes a few steps forward to where Emmylou was. He spots his ghost log book by a pile of leaves. He picks it up and dusts it off briefly as the officer from earlier comes back on, putting a blanket over Michael's shoulders briefly.
Did you find your book, son?
Huh? Oh, oh, there, yes, officer. Here it is, right here.
Good, good. Come along then, kid. Your parents are waiting for you with another officer by his squad car. Come on.
Michael quietly nods as the officer leads him away. Soon, we're coming out of the woods and we see a waiting squad car. 3 figures, their backs to the camera, are just on the side of the car. One is a third officer, and the remaining 2, presumably, are Michael's mother and father. Slowly, Michael and the officer make their way into view. The officer shines his flashlight gently onto Michael's face. Ma'am, is this your boy? Can you positively identify him?
It is. Oh, thank goodness, Michael. Michael, my angel.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Pop.
Young man, you're in a heap of trouble. Sticking out after bedtime? Weren't your mother and I silly? I had to ground you until you're old enough to drive.
Yes, sir.
Don't be too hard on the kid. This little fella here is a hero. He managed to get Amos Slade to confess to a huge string of robberies that he committed. Thousands of dollars worth of jewelry, and it'll all be returned to their rightful owners. Not to mention, we finally got an answer to the death of poor sweet Emmylou Monroe. That was done by Slade as well. Sneaking out at midnight wasn't the smartest thing, no. But he did good tonight.
Yes, George. I think our son getting some horrid crook locked up for hopefully a long, long time can make us overlook any punishment, don't you think?
Well, yes. I think our boy being a hero like this can make me rethink giving him a punishment.
Phew, thank goodness.
But, Michael, for heaven's sake, your glasses. They're all bent and scraped. They're practically useless. We'll have to get you new ones. Don't you know how terribly expensive glasses are?
I do, Mom. I do. I'm sorry.
Goodness, your glasses are mangled. You look exhausted and battered. What on earth happened out here tonight, Michael, sweetie?
Well, see, what happened was.
A beat. A page in Michael's ghost log book flutters in a very animated way. Michael, curious, opens the book up to that page and looks at it. Slowly, we see something is written on it. Something Michael did not write. It is the words, Midnight, Emmylou, along with a large pink heart and a smiley face. Michael gazes at the writing and smiles a smitten, happy smile. He wordlessly closes the book, then looks back to his mother.
On second thought, it's way too much to explain. At least right now. Besides, I'm almost certain you won't believe it when I tell it to you.
With that, A tired but happy Michael nods to the officer, and the two make their way to Michael's parents as, with some ending music playing, the camera pans up and into the night sky. As this happens, you can hear the sound of a slight but sweet giggle. Could it be Emma Lou, just like what we were first introduced to her? It's possible. From here, the camera fades to black and our story comes to an end.